What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Autobahn. My name is Max, and today we are checking out another viewer's car. This is Tim's 2010 Jaguar XFR, and it is glorious. I absolutely love the XF. Back in the day when this car came out, when I was like 20, this was one of our favorite cars. We actually drove this car quite a lot back in the day because Martijn's mom used to own one and we absolutely loved it. So the XFR was always like the halo version of that car, which kind of gives us like this nostalgic feeling when we drive this car, which is great. Now, Tim is 21 years old and he is a website developer, and he just bought this car about half a year ago. It is not the typical choice you would expect from a 21-year-old, which I really like. I mean, this is a grandpa's M5 basically, and you would not expect a 21-year-old to like that, which I think is quite funny. So today I'm going to show you around it. I'm going to show you the interior. I'll show you a couple of cool mods that are on this car, and then we'll take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast. Now, if you want to feature your car on our channel, you can send an email to the address on screen right now. Send us a couple of pics and some info about your car. And if you're willing to come here to our spot in Western Germany, you are very welcome. So the 2010 XFR. A very handsome car, if you ask me, apart from the fact that they kind of ruined the headlights with that bulb in there, that weird winking headlight. It's like it's raising one eyebrow. Yeah, it's not a very pretty headlight, if you ask me. And the strange thing is, the concept car had a beautiful headlight, and then the facelift also had a beautiful headlight. So it's like they said, okay, this is too good. This looks too good. We have to mess it up a little bit so we can have a facelift that looks even better. Other than that, I think it is a very handsome car, very good looking. XFR in particular, with bigger intakes in the front bumper, a different grille, and of course the supercharged bonnet. I think it's a very good looking car still. And then you get these supercharged specific wheels that actually say Jaguar supercharged on them. 20-inch 255 section tire at the front. Behind that are brakes, which are not great. They weren't when they were new, and they are not right now. They can do with a little bit of an upgrade, or at least some new brakes, because the pedal is quite mushy. But it is a thing with these XFRs. We've got chrome mirror caps there, chrome window surrounds. And then we've got these Dunlop SP Sport Max tires at the rear, which do struggle a bit with the power, but you can see why. Because the centers are just gone. But it is quite a lot of fun because of that, partly. So at the rear, beautiful chrome strip with Jaguar written on there. Of course, the leaping Jaguar as well. And then an R badge and a different exhaust. So this is a Spires exhaust. If you own an XFR, this is kind of a must-have because it is glorious. You will hear it later on in the video. If you haven't checked out the sound video yet, you can click in the top right corner to hear this thing in action on the outside. It sounds ridiculously good. It sounds better than an XKR, better than an SVR. This is a 10 out of 10. So you can actually see underneath that you've got two little rear silencers, one on each side, and then a sort of stock looking tailpipe, 4 of them, and it is just perfect. So let's check out the engine. The 5-liter V8 supercharged. Of course, it is like Jaguar's BMW B58 from back in the day. They put this engine in everything and it works in everything. And in this case it had 510 horsepower, 625 newton meters of torque stock. But this car has a supercharger pulley upgrade and a TCU remap, so the gearbox software has been mapped. And it now delivers 578 horsepower and 729 newton meters of torque apparently. Now, They put this car on the dyno before they tuned it, and apparently it was only doing like 470 horsepower stock, but you know, we don't know the dyno. I find it difficult to really say anything about that, but normally these engines perform really well, so I don't know, I find it hard to believe, but the car now is doing really well. Performance wise, it is 100 to 200, it is faster than an XFR S on the Autobahn, which is pretty amazing. So interior wise, we've got a beautiful spec. This tan and black leather seat with an R badge on there as well. And then in here, I absolutely love this interior. I think it is very, very good looking. Still in really good condition. 133,000 kilometers, that's not even that much. So that's why it looks so good. Leather on the dash with a contrasting stitching. And then leather on the doors with the stitch as well. Beautiful wood. And then the suede on the roof, the headliner. It all looks really good, and it is just such a nice interior. Nice little steering wheel as well. And of course, the vents that appear as if out of nothing. This was a big deal back then. It was like a James Bond feature. And it still looks cool, I think. I love this car. Okay, so I'll start it up so you guys can hear it. And there are no horses around. So if we hit dynamic, and we are also going to turn off traction control, which you have to press for about 10 seconds, that button, to put it in neutral. Okay, that's off. And oh, that sounds so good. That is insane. It sounds so dark and deep, and the tone is just perfect. Still to fit the car, but it's not over the top, it's not too loud, it's not too poppy and bangy, but you do have a couple of nice little crackles. I absolutely love that. So let's take it for a drive and see what that feels like. We'll put that in sport. We've got dynamic and traction control all the way off, and then we can use the pedals to operate the 6-speed ZF gearbox, as I said, with a little tune. So the shifts are actually not bad. Response to the pedal is pretty good as well, and the shift itself is quite impressive, I have to say. Horses there, not going to floor it. Oh, brakes are pretty horrible actually. Oh, it sounds like a muscle car. It has this super dark, man, it sounds really, really good. And the car is just so nice to drive. I mean, of course, you've got everything you need. You've got ventilated seats, a kick-ass navigation system from 2010, which was already grossly outdated when it came out. But, you know, options-wise, you've got everything. Heated windshield, a really good Bowers & Wilkins audio system. Everything is leather, aluminium or wood. It is just such a nice car. Handling is really nice as well. It feels very sturdy. Steering is pretty direct. Suspension is amazing. It's got adaptive suspension, and it also has an active differential with torque factoring. So quite advanced actually, although you don't really feel it. Sometimes it feels kind of weird, like the differential is locking and unlocking during a slide, or it just feels a bit weird sometimes, but it's got quite a bit of power, and it has the chassis that allows you to have fun with it. And it sounds so freaking good. It has a perfect combination. I mean, this is not even a valved exhaust, but still, when you drive it regularly in you know, the regular drive mode, no dynamic mode, it is there, it is present, but it is not obnoxious, you know, it's not irritating. and then when you're on it, it sounds so good. It is a lot less intrusive than a valves open Range Rover SVR or Jaguar XFR would sound. It sounds a bit more old school. I really like the sound. So let's check out this one with the guardrail here. That is such a dirty sound. And of course, this car had to compete with the likes of a BMW M5, Audi R6, Mercedes E63 AMG. And, well, not that many people bought it compared to those three, but actually it is a really good alternative, because it has an amazing chassis, it has an amazing engine, it has a pretty good gearbox, especially if you put a little ECU, TCU tune on it. And what I like about this car is it is not pretending to be anything it is not, you know. It's not pretending to be a super sports car or a Formula 1 car in a touring body like an M5 E60. Nothing wrong with that. It is amazing, but this has a certain modesty about it, you know. It's just an XFR. It doesn't look that much different compared to a diesel XF. And it is just a very simple concept, you know. It is just a very good chassis. They just upped the power, improved the damping, and that's basically it. And you end up with something that is really, I don't know, it is just very satisfying to drive. The steering feel, again, is magnificent. 100 to 200 kilometers an hour. We measured this car at 8.89 seconds, which is faster than the XFRS we tested, so that is a good thing as well. Just felt a little dip in power there. And of course, because this oh, there we go, a little kick down. Car does not really know what to do there, because this car just has that supercharger pulley upgrade. Oh, that was the limiter. That is why that felt so weird. Because this car just has a supercharger pulley upgrade and not the improved cooling from an XFRS, you can see that the performance is not that consistent. So it does 8.9, but it also does 9.8. So the range is pretty big, and that is because when it all gets too hot, it is just not performing anymore. But it is faster than an XFRS, which is, you know, quite an impressive thing. Oh. It is a real power sedan, this, a real power saloon. It can definitely compete with the German competitors from back in the day, especially now with this little tune and this exhaust. Tim, you've got an amazing car, man. I really enjoyed driving it. I think it is beautiful on the outside, on the inside. It sounds amazing. It goes like hell. What a car at 21. The 21-year-old Max is really jealous of you. Good job, and thanks for taking your car to us. To you guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle. You can also check out this video on the right or this playlist of reviews. Thanks for watching. See you at the next one. Bye.